Yeah, man. You about to watch us tear this down. I'm saying I can visually see which one is mother effing stronger. But one thing I can say is everything looks good. If it was messed up, it would have worn in a week, right? The engine is like almost choking because it can't breathe enough. Ooh, but check out that big boy drive shaft. Woo, that shit is monstrous. Look at that, we caught the boss man. We caught the boss man looking at the car. What you looking at, boss man? You don't know nothing about this. Stop looking under the dress. Oh no, it's turbo-less. Hey, we dropped them turbos on up out of there because we about to get busy. We about to get busy with dropping the transmission out of the Hellcat again so that we can install this beautiful baby right here, guys. This beautiful baby right here is a Mantic triple disc clutch. Why triple? Well, right now I have a twin disc, which means that it's two of these plates. And these plates bring about what's called clamping. It's the ability to stay clamped when you're off the clutch and the transmission and the engine are engaged together. So by the more clamping force you add, the more that you can put down the power without the clutch slipping. So, very impressive piece of machinery right here that we're gonna be throwing in the car. I'm super excited. The part that I'm not super excited about is a very long break-in period. But whatever, we gotta do what we have to do. Mantic sends a beautiful case, as you guys saw in the last video. They send an alignment tool here. This right here aligns it perfectly. As you can see, the splines. See that? The splines match up. Everything looks awesome. Yeah, man. You about to watch us tear this down. So I'm trying to understand why this McLeod clutch looks like a single, but you can see the discs on both sides, right? So it's a set of discs here, and then you'll see another set of discs right in there. So it is two discs. Whereas this triple disc, if you look inside, right, you see the same thing, but you see them individually, and you can see the two discs. Well, this one is three. But why is it like that? Why does that one look more like they took a single disc and added another clutch pack on the other side of it?
Because it's probably way in to the plates.
Yes, I understand that, but the construction wise, that one looks like a single plate, whereas this one has individual plates. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is it like, okay, do you think that's a cost thing? Why do you think they would do that? We already know they save money by doing a steel flywheel. Right. They already use a steel flywheel, so we knew we saved money there. Why do you think they didn't use two individual, or maybe because they didn't have to because it wasn't a triple disc?
That's right.
So if it was if this was a twin disc, it would only have one plate?
Yeah.
I have to ask Mantic to verify that.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask them. They can tell us more about, you know, why they choose this direction, but this is way more expensive to do. Way more expensive to do.
Probably different designs too, you know.
Okay, and how they engage.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever the case may be, you can visually see which one is stronger. Yes or no?
I don't want to comment.
No comment? Listen, I'm saying I can visually see which one is mother effing stronger.
You know, sometimes you can build something strong, but it's only actually if they put it through the paces, like test it and all of that, then you'll really know.
Well, we gonna test it.
Yeah, you're gonna test it.
We gonna test this. We gonna put it to the test. They say that this thing can handle upwards of 1,200 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay.
We gonna put that to the test, because this thing is going to make some serious, on full like tilt, 24 pounds of boost. It's definitely gonna be making in the 11s for torque, because it was already making 10,
Yeah,
1060 at 20 pounds. It's gonna. Yo, this guy loved the inner chiller. Force inductions. My mechanic loves your interchiller. My interchiller is the one from Australia. It's the good one. And he loves that interchiller, and we haven't even had a chance to use it yet. Because I went to go get it charged the other day. I went to go get the AC charged to put Freon in the system. Yeah. But right now, all the Freon is back ordered because it's the winter time. Nobody's doing Freon right now. So I couldn't get it done. They had to order it. Right. And when I get the car back on the road, I'm gonna go take it back and we're gonna put the Freon so we can use the inner chiller. Oh yeah. No. Listen, the turbo setup, the engine, all of this is capable of 1400. But I'm not gonna take it there because the rest of the car is not set up for that. So what we talking about now is what this is, right? And this is known most commonly as the throwout bearing. And what does it do?
It takes the right now the state that the fingers are in is actually it has load on it, so I can't turn it. So
right, so it's locked.
So it has.
So right now it's in a pressure environment. It's locked in. So this is as if I'm off the clutch, right? Right. So this is what locks the engine to the transmission and makes the transmission turn. Yes. When it's like this. Right. So that means that the throwout bearing is disengaged. Right. It engages and disengages the clutches. Right. So when I push in the clutch, this pushes down on the plates. On the fingers. And disengages the clutch. Yeah. From the transmission or from the engine. Yeah. It's from the engine, right? That it disengages? Yes. So it disengages from the engine and then it disengages from the transmission. It disengages from the transmission and allows the engine to spin freely. Yeah. Right. So that's what the throwout bearing does. The reason why we changing my throwout bearing is because this is the throwout bearing I've been originally using. You always want to put, if you're going to change parts, then put fresh parts all around. But one thing I can say is everything looks good. Like there's no like excessive wear or anything like that. And although it's new, if it was messed up, it would have worn in a week, right? Especially with the way I drive. But there you go, guys. We want to make sure everything is fresh and new. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing no games. But before we continue this video, make sure you visit Mod2Fame.com right now where you can get this mask, you can get this standard. We got everything available on the website right now, Mod2Fame.com. And remember, this is March Madness. So what that means is we're giving up to 25% off on select products, as well as free shipping on any order $75 or more. Only $75 and you get free shipping. Let's go back to the video though. Stock exhaust laid out. Stock exhaust completely off. As you know, this is my aftermarket downpipe for the turbo. Now, we uncovered an issue, guys. We uncovered an issue. And the issue that we were able to uncover is that my stock exhaust, although works well and it flows very well for the supercharged setup, what we learned is for the turbo setup, it doesn't flow enough and it's very restrictive. So what's happening is at high RPMs, the engine is like almost choking because it can't breathe enough due to the stock exhaust. And it's understandable. Let me show you why. So as you see, it's the turbo that then spools and it exits out of that 3-inch downpipe, goes into the 3-inch exhaust X pipe. Cool. But then it goes through the first set of mufflers. These are called the mid mufflers. It goes through those. As you can see, it's not a straight shot. It goes in and it turns and goes out, right? And that's where most of the sound muffling comes from, which is why in these cars, when you do a mid muffler delete, they get so much louder. But then after that, it goes through the rear mufflers, which are more like resonators than anything. Those are more straight through. So, Stefan, what's the answer? Are you gonna do a mid muffler delete? No. What I'm actually gonna do, I can't really talk about because it's gonna be in a future video. So stand by for that. Ooh, but check out that big boy drive shaft. Woo, that is monstrous. My God. Look at that, we caught the boss man. We caught the boss man looking at the car. What you looking at, boss man? You don't know nothing about this. Stop looking under the dress. Boss man looking under the dress of the Hellcat. Tell him to mind his business. Looking good, right? Yeah. Everything is nice, clean. You know, we don't want to make his head too big though, you know? We know you do clean work. Yo, man, no boost leaks, no nothing, man. We just got to free up this exhaust. That's the only problem. To give you guys more context of what I'm talking about when I talk about the exhaust, what's happening is whenever I'm on it fully, and I go to shift from third to fourth, or any gear that I'm in for a long time, and then I go to shift, when I try to shift really fast, when I shift it and I met the gas again, the engine is like, like it can't breathe or something. And I literally cannot accelerate again. So I have to slow down my shift, and I gotta do a slower shift. So it's like, I gotta do that. Instead of, which is the way I usually am. I'm usually like, fast. So I gotta slow it down until I open up this exhaust. I think once I open the exhaust, that's gonna take care of that problem. We're gonna be able to right back to it. That's them fast shifts, baby. Them lightning quick, banging gears. We can get back to banging. Right now we can't bang gears. We're gonna get back to banging gears. And it's important to be able to bang gears because most of the races I'm having is with automatic cars. Whether they're automatic transmission with a torque converter or DCT, dual clutch transmissions. And those cars are really hard to beat when you drive a manual. So yes, I have more power than a lot of them, but a lot of them could catch me on a shift. So that's why I need to be able to shift fast so they can't catch me. Catch me if you can, I'm the gingerbread man.
Watch the man at work separating the bell housing from the engine. Just so y'all know, the transmission is already out, but I'm a little too tall to walk up under there right now. So I'm gonna go show y'all the transmission in a minute. And we're gonna talk about how this clutch right here goes on here. Actually, it connects to the engine. And I'll show y'all that in a second. As soon as he gets the bell housing off, we'll be able to raise the car up. And here it comes. Off comes the bell housing. A little bit of transmission fluid coming out of the line, but not much. Clean. And that's what you gotta do, guys, to get to the clutch in these cars. Transmission out. All right, we taking my baby up, so I can show y'all what's up.
So here it is, guys. Transmission is out.
And as you guys know, this is a brand new Tremec transmission. As you can see, it's, you know, new. And this is what we are taking out. My McLeod RXT 1200, which is a twin disc clutch. As you can see, there's like dust and stuff. That dust is clutch slip, is what that is. Like clutch burn a little bit, and it creates like a dust when the friction slips. Now, is it like harsh or bad? Nah, this is not bad at all, to be honest with y'all. It's not bad. That being said, we reached the limit of what is possible with this McLeod. They say 1200. I think it's supposed to be 1200 foot-pounds of torque, but there's no way in the world this clutch can withstand that much torque. My suggestion is, if you are looking at getting a good clutch for your car, if your car is stock, I'll be honest with you, it kind of doesn't matter, right? As long as all the clutches work. Now, I say that because my first McLeod did not work. Like, the first one they sent me, they said they assembled it incorrectly and they shimmed it. The shims were uneven and it was causing it to slip really bad. And that was in a brand new clutch. Now, imagine doing all the labor that we just did and having to do it again because the manufacturer messed up. Not because you did anything wrong, but because of the manufacturer. And it's not like they pay to have the labor redone for you. They do not. Another big thing that I want to talk about a little bit is, if you look at the flywheel of this clutch, it's a steel flywheel, looks like. And if you look at the new Mantic, look at this flywheel. You see that? This looks like jewelry. It's like a aluminum finish, as opposed to this like kind of just basic, like close to very factory-like steel assembly. So there are some differences, right? Is also a reason why there's a difference in price. Mantic is a little more expensive, yes, but you're getting a lot more for that expense. Just in the materials alone and just in the presentation alone, you can really see the difference. I can't wait to show you guys, once we get it all assembled and all that, the drivability. Because I did drive Mission Flyer's car, and Mission Flyer has a Mantic triple, and I definitely enjoyed it and liked it. And I need to clean up my turbo a little bit. A lot of people ask me the question, because my turbos are mounted underneath, can I drive in the rain? Well, the reason why my turbos are so dirty right now is because I drove in the rain. And my car didn't melt, my turbos didn't suck in water and all that. It's all a matter of how you drive, right? If you drive like an idiot and an asshole and you sucking in tons of air and you doing full pulls in the rain, sure. If you don't kill yourself from spinning, then the next thing is you might suck in a little bit of water into that fresh air that goes into the intake manifold. But it has a long ways to go before it gets there. So far, so good. All right, y'all, I had to head out for the day, man. I had to leave my guy Andre alone, let him finish doing his thing on my car. I know this video was super technical, super detailed, and I hope I did not lose some of y'all on it, but instead you're learning from it, because I'm learning and you guys are learning with me. I swear, I feel like at the end of this build and other builds I've done, I just be feeling like, damn, bro, you could really do this. Like, I feel like I really could do this. Like, not physically do the work, but spec out cars and build cars. And apparently, I'm not bad at it, because my car, I spec'd out myself. Nobody spec'd this car out for me. I work with the right people. I work with a good team in terms of Intrac, but they pretty much do as I ask. So, for an example, you know, my engine, I hit up Steve White Motors, my guy Luke over there. I hit up Steve White and I said, hey, I see y'all got built engines in stock. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I was trying to get back on the road immediately, fast as hell. Part of that was getting the engine already completed and not having to build one. But what does built mean? I had to learn what that was, like what are considered good parts. So to give you a rundown on my engine, it has diamond pistons, Carrillo rods, mainly crank. It's a steel crank, it's not a billet crank. If it was a billet crank, I'd be comfortable pushing this car to 1500, but it's not. It's a steel crank. I also don't have billet end caps. And what that means is it's what keeps the crank in the motor. That's what holds it all together, right? Because that crank is what spins the assembly, the rods and pistons. When you're making big boosts like me, what happens is you're creating more pressure in the cylinders. And okay, fine, the pistons can hold it. All right, the rods can hold it. The next thing is, can the crank hold it? And if the crank can hold it, can what the crank is mounted in hold it? Right? I don't have billet end caps. So when I'm talking about pushing my car to 1300 wheel horsepower for those halo passes and those glory runs, the thing that I'm most concerned about is the crank kind of spinning out, like spinning out of its mounting position within the engine, right? That's the biggest concern that I have. That being said, I'm also not using a supercharger, so there's a lot less strain on my crank, because for just a quick lesson, superchargers are belt driven. And what spins that belt that's spinning the supercharger is the crank of your engine. So not only is your crank of your engine with a supercharged car working to spin the rotating assembly of the engine, meaning working to spin those pistons and rods and through those combustions, not only is it working to spin that, but it's also working to spin a supercharger. Because I no longer have a supercharger, the only thing that it has to worry about is spinning the rotating assembly. So I can make more power safely with turbos than I can with a supercharger, and it makes it more efficiently. That's why on the same 15 pounds of boost, my car makes damn near 1,000 wheel horsepower, whereas if I was a supercharged car, the stock supercharger on 15 pounds of boost, it makes 750. Huge difference, right? That being said, guys, I'm just, like I said, I'm just learning a ton, and I'm working with the right people, man. I mean, shout out to, I've already said Steve White Motors, shout out to Intrac, My turbo kit built by Baton Motorsports, they built a hell of a turbo kit. It's really clean, really nice, and it works. Like, what more can you ask for? It works, you know. And shout out to Comp Cams for helping me. I told them what my build was, my engine size, and what I was hoping to accomplish. And my man Cody over there helped me out by speccing out a cam. He specced out the cam with me. Like, okay, let's do a little bit more here, let's do a little bit less there, let's help to get the turbos spooling faster here. You know, it's all the different tricks, right, that, you know, we're trying to use to just gain efficiency. And this car is efficient. It makes a lot of power with very little boost. Definition of efficiency. Definition of the fact that if this car did not have turbos, it would make a lot of power. My guess is on a higher compression setup, my compression right now is, I kept the stock compression 9.5 to 1. If I raise the compression to like an NA compression, which is usually like 11 to 1, more than likely my engine setup as is without turbos would probably make about 500 and change wheel. So it would make sense that when you add 15 pounds of boost, why it's making 1,000, because usually it doubles. When you double the, I'm really about to get technical and nerdy, but usually you can double horsepower when you double the barometric pressure that's in the engine, right? Or in the intake manifold, or atmospheric pressure, meaning that an engine naturally has pressure in it. It's the atmospheric pressure, the air that is within it or outside of it or that it's pulling in, generally is somewhere around 15. For an example, my particular car, whenever I look at my atmospheric pressure or barometric pressure in the intake manifold, it's usually 14.85. Jesus, this is nerdy. Good God, Steph. You got any cheese? Hi, I'm Steve Urkel. That's what it sounds like right now. So I'm just trying to explain to you guys like the why, the how, and what works, and what I'm finding to be working for me. Things I still have to do, again guys, is I gotta free up the exhaust. I'm stuffing up the engine, it can't breathe, so therefore I'm losing power and I'm losing the exhaust gases escaping as fast as it needs to keep the turbos flowing freely, to keep the engine pushing that exhaust through. Like I'm slowing all of that up with that exhaust, and I can feel it. So we got to open that up, which we're going to do. And once we do that, I'll be honest with you guys, we're probably going to pick up 40 to 50 wheel horsepower just by opening up the exhaust, especially on the higher boost levels. Right now on 20 pounds of boost, the car made 1120, right? My guess is it's probably going to make about 1160 on that same 20 pounds of boost once I open up the exhaust. Last but not least, shout out to Mantic for building me a hell of a clutch. It looks really good. I know it's going to work really good. I have faith. I have faith that it's going to work good. And if you have faith and you want a Mantic clutch, let's say you don't have a crazy build like mine and you just need to put down, you know, 800 wheel horsepower safely, get a twin disc Mantic. You'll save some money and it's gonna work, right? You can get a twin disc and you don't need necessarily a triple. And then they make quad discs for those of you who are absolute drag racers and want to drag race your stick shift Mopar, whether it's you're making 1,000 wheel horsepower, 1,000 wheel torque, and you want to drag race it every weekend, go ahead and go for the triple, spend the big money. But either way, whichever you decide to do, when you go to the website and you order, or you call and you order, make sure that you use the discount code FAME, F-A-M-E. Either way, that'll work for you. So that's it, guys. And as a last minute reminder, please, guys, we are literally 3 weeks away from giving away the STEMI Hemi, my Chrysler 300 that I completely restored to brand new. Like, the car is like brand new, to be honest with y'all. It is amazing how that car came along. And then we modified it. Like, we customized it with the shoes and the lowering and all the lighting, the tents. Like, it's just a clean overall build, clean overall car. Little RS3, you trying to make moves? Oh, you trying to make moves, homie? What's up then? What's up? I'll chase you if you make a move. Make a move. Make a move, baby. Go ahead. I'm with it. I'm all for it. He act like he's going, oh, that's the new Durango. Look at the new Durango on me, y'all. That's that new 2021. Woo. And the interiors in that new 2021 is serious. And that 2021 Durango, I thought about it, but I was like, nah, man, I'm just chill, man. I don't need no new cars right now, okay? At least that's what I told myself. Love the way this thing pulls, man. It pulls so nice. Let me slow down before I get the ticket. Anyway, like I said, man, visit Mod2Fame.com right now to enter to win the Stimmy Hemi, guys. 3 weeks left. Don't miss it. Also, don't forget, March Madness is happening right now on the site. Like I said, free shipping, $75 and over, up to 20% off on discounts. And then also, if you are in Florida, you're in Florida, northern Florida, southern Florida, I'm going to be in central Florida, March 27th for Diablo Sports Horsepower Wars. I'm bringing the Hellcat down there. I'm shipping it down there so that I can race. I'm going to race for the first time on a track, and I'm super excited. I hope to see you guys out there. It's your boy Stefan here from Mod2Fame, and if you like this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification so you don't miss no more videos going forward. But until the next one, here in this Durango RT, we out.